Reflections on the week, John?
Whole week?
Well, go on, if you can.
I mean, it's just first day was good. Tricky conditions, not the easiest weather. Good round. It's just the next three. Besides 3 holes that I played in the rain, I really couldn't ask for much easier conditions in links golf. So, no excuses. Just didn't play good enough. Say maybe Friday. I wish I would have made a few putts. It was probably the biggest difference, just making putts. And on the weekend, again, perfect conditions, just wasn't quite sharp enough in general, right? Mistakes off the tee that I was able to correct sometimes, but then in general, I just didn't have enough close birdie chances, right? I was always quite far away, and it's never easy to make them.
Yeah, you came into the week, I think, quite optimistic of your chances, having played well out in Spain last week, and obviously the good form in recent weeks.
Yeah. No,
deflating, though, I'm sure you wanted to be right in the mix and have a chance this afternoon.
You always want to be in the mix. Oh, I thought I heard cheers sound. Yeah, you always want to be in the mix, obviously. It's always, having been there when I'm playing my 17th hole and I see the final groups playing the first few, it's just, not demoralizing, but I guess deflating is the word. Like, you want to be in there, you want to be competing for major championships. Did a better job at that earlier on this year, major, especially like the PGA, but wasn't meant to be this week. I'm still quite happy with how I've been doing things. Swing does feel better no matter what the score has been showing, so just keep working on that.
Curious for your insights on Scottie. When did you start taking him seriously as a world-class player over the last few years?
Well, he won Phoenix Open, was it 2021? Won it the first time. I mean, he's always been really good. I think it was 20 or 21 when on his leg he had an incredible finish, and I think he finished fifth, like close to fifth in the FedEx Cup, and started showing really, really good stuff. In my case, I firsthand got a taste of how good he can be on the Ryder Cup, whistling on that Sunday. I didn't necessarily play bad and never really had a chance to win. So I think it was after that when a lot of his good play came, right after that 21st season, that year. So 22 on, obviously, when he won the Masters in 22, you have to acknowledge him as a phenomenal player. And that even before that, he was already world class.
How hungry are you to close in on Scottie? Because I think someone was saying yesterday in the stats that the stats show that number 2 in the world is closer to number 16 in the world than number 2 in the world is to Scottie. It seems like he's on his own plane at the moment. How hungry are you to try and close that gap? I'm not talking about world rankings, but just in terms of what you're putting out on the course. Because at the moment, it just seems when he's on, he's unbeatable at times.
Yeah, I mean, very few players have been able to do what he's done. Right, he's won 3 majors in 3 years. Or 4 years, 22 in 3 years. Won 9 times last season, right? I mean, and he keeps going on. He's doing what everybody wants to do, and what I think I keep reminding myself is he was able to turn things around drastically, right? From not being able to close out early on, some of the chances he had to getting it done often. So if he's been able to do it, all of us are able to do it, right? And I've definitely played really high, and I've had my battles against him head to head, and it's always been really fun. So I'm optimistic that I can get to that level as well. Obviously, it's not easy, but I'm optimistic that it can be done.
You said last week in Spain that that you hadn't given up hope on the automatic Ryder Cup qualification. It was obviously all conditional on a very big performance this week, but comfortable with your standings in terms of getting a pick, and have you had any chats with Luke this week? Has he been around?
Well, it is a major, so he lets us prepare for the major. I spoke to him early on the week. I mean, I didn't want to leave any room for doubt, right? So as long as I'm not automatically qualified, there's always a question mark.
And
right?
there was a few questions for Sergio earlier and about the prospect of you two sort of reuniting again, having formed a good partnership in the past. How special would it be if you both guys could be on the team?
It'd be very special. I mean, I'd like to be on the team first myself, and then think about somebody else. But it would be quite unique. He would be a fantastic guy with his Ryder Cup experience. having played on the Northeast and actually haven't played at Bethpage. I haven't played well at Bethpage in the past, right? So somebody that's familiar with the golf course. So he's definitely somebody that should be in Luke's radar. Played fantastic earlier on the year too. He was playing some extremely high quality golf. Maybe not so much the last 6 weeks or so, but playing with him last week in Valderrama, he was still striking it beautifully, which is all you need in many aspects of golf in the Ryder Cup, right? I mean, somebody that can, especially on the golf course, that difficult, somebody that's hitting it well. But again, I like to think about myself first in that case, and then if I get the call that I'm in, then maybe I worry about somebody like Sergio.